Hi, my name is Art and I teach Python, and in this video I'm going to show you how to call a function within a function. Alright, so I hope you watched my previous video and you know how to compose functions. So suppose we have a floor full of rooms and we need to calculate the area of the floor. Alright, so how we're going to do it? So how do you calculate the area of the room? So it's pretty simple. It's width times length, and here we go, right? So let's create a function. So again, we started the function with the keyword def. I'm going to call this function area. All right, and this function will take two arguments, length and width. So we take arguments, and then what we want to do, so area will be length times width, and we want to return, because remember functions take arguments and return results, and we will return area. All right, so that's our function. All right, now suppose we have couple of rooms. So let's create room 1, and we'll call this function. And this room is relatively small room, so it's going to be, let's say, 3 square feet by 5 square feet. And then there's going to be room 2, and room 2 will be slightly bigger room, so area. And then it's going to be, let's say, like 30 by 5. And let's do one more. So room 3, and room 3 would be area, and that would be 5 by 7. So we got 3 rooms, right? All right, very good. So now we could create a variable named floor, and it's going to be room 1 plus room 2 plus room 3. All right, so now the floor, the total area of the floor would be 200 square feet. So this is example how you could call a function and assign each result to variable names so you could use them later. All right, very good. But what about how do you call a function within some other function? All right, so let me show it to you. So I'm going to change this function. Let's call this add. And here I'm going to take two arguments, a and b, and this is going to be a relatively simple function, so it will add two values together, a plus b, right? Suppose we build in a calculator. So then I'm going to create some other function. I'm going to call this multiplication mult, and it also will take two arguments a and b, but this time it will do a times b. All right, now then suppose I have a function, some other function, let's call it main. So that's going to be a main function that will call other functions, and this function will take a and b, two arguments too. So and then here let's create a variable named addition, and addition will add a plus b, but we don't have to write this formula here. Why? Because we already have a function defined above that add, and remember Python runs in sequence, so this function add is supposed to be on top. So then it's going to be add, and here I'll call this with a and b, and then okay, let me remove these two, and then there's going to be another function, multiplication, and this will multiply, and here we're going to be calling function mult that defined above with a and b. All right, so now I want to return, and I want to return addition, and I want to return multiplication. All right, so now make sure you run all the cells in the sequential order. So now I could call this function main and pass here 5 and 6. So now you see our function main returns results of two operations, addition and multiplication. And by the way, since we're on the subject, let me remind you that when function returns more than one result, so these results would be returned in form of a tuple. Now, I hope you know what a tuple is. If you don't know, watch my other video where I explain data structures, very important topic in Python. And you could also watch my video about list, string, and tuple. Thank you.